Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's recap is for Cliffhanger Friday, and it is July the 8th, 2022. July 8th, 2022. I've got some stuff to talk about. Let's see what you all are going to talk about in the comment section as well. Okay, let's talk about Elizabeth. Is anyone out there like me? Something's going on with her. She's not right in the head still. Okay, she checked herself out of Shady Brook, because she checked herself in. She could check herself out at any time, which she did. But what was interesting to me is Elizabeth shows up in uniform at General Hospital, said, "I'm ready for duty." And everybody's looking at her, Britt and her friend, goodness, and I can't even think of her friend's name, Terry. They're looking at Elizabeth like, "Wait, where'd you come from?" And she goes, "I didn't know you were, released, Biz." That's what Terry calls her. And she's like, "Oh, I checked myself out." And it sounds like not in a moment too soon because they were shorthanded nurses. And she heard Britt telling Terry, "Do we have enough staff to cover the night?" So Elizabeth is like, "So it's a good thing I'm here." And Britt was like, "Did you get HR clearance?" So she goes, "I don't need HR clearance. I voluntarily, went to Shady Brook." And Britt is like, "Yes, you do need HR clearance. We need to know what your doctor says. We need to make sure you are fit to come back to duty." And boy, Elizabeth flipped this nasty switch, telling Britt the britches back and this and that. And of course, and Terry was looking in amazement like, "Wait a minute, why is she coming out of pocket like that?" Because Britt was right. So Terry jumps in and says, "I'm sorry, Biz." No, she goes, "Terry, back me up, help me out." And Terry's like, "I'm sorry, Biz. I have to side with Dr. Westbourne on this matter. There is protocol. You have to get HR approval." So, Elizabeth is a little hiffy about that. And Finn walks by and he sees her and he's like, so she came here. Because probably in Finn's mind, like was in my mind, where should have been the first place Elizabeth went to? Shouldn't it be to see her boys, her kids that have been worried about her for weeks in Shady Brook? As a concerned mother, isn't that the first place you would have been? To go to Laura's house? I mean, maybe she's not ready to take them back to her house, but to go to Laura's house, she could stay over there. Laura would love her to stay with her. I mean, for some reason, that condo, which I thought was only 2 bedrooms, seems to be a mini mansion up in there, but that's okay. That's all right. It'll have room for Elizabeth, you know. Um, I don't understand that. I thought, no, that's completely out of character for Elizabeth, not to go, especially little Aiden. But anyway, so she kind of snows Finn over, that, oh, she still wants a relationship with him. She even gives him a kiss, but I kind of think that's to pacify him, to make him think she is okay, when in fact she's not okay. So that Elizabeth, that storyline is going to be interesting this summer with how she's going to spiral, because I honestly feel one or both of her parents are going to make an appearance, and that's going to where everything is going to break loose at that point. So now let's skip on over to Brooklyn, talking to Chase, apologizing to Chase. They're kind of apologizing to each other, and she's explaining, she came about it all wrong, which she always does, always. And she actually ended up showing him the song that little Leo put on social media. and how many hits, how many likes, how many views that song has. And Chase had absolutely no idea that he had generated that kind of buzz. So that was kind of an eye opener for him. And then there was a lot of conversation back and forth with Alexis and Mr. Chase, whatever Mr. Chase's name is, I can never remember. Alexis and Mr. Chase, back and forth, back and forth. Oh, he's sniping at her that, the invader doesn't do intelligent reporting. Well, I'm sorry, the invader was always a rag sheet. Now it is a better rag sheet. Alexis has made it better, so what he's expecting, but look, I could already tell where this is going. Next thing we know, he's going to be over a consumer column in the invader. She's going to offer him a job to tell the consumer side of things. They're going to be pushed together. That's going to be the new relationship. And I'm not saying I don't like them as a couple. I kind of think they definitely have chemistry. So he can stand up to her. To me, he stands up to her more than Neil Byrne stood up to her. And Alexis needs somebody that can challenge her. That's what just gets her going, is somebody she can argue with, somebody that she can just dig into the sand and scratch her feet with. So I'm looking forward to that relationship developing. I truly am. And then at the end, it showed Britt got a call. I mean, not a call, a little chime from Society Setup saying they had a match for her. And lo and behold, the match was Cody. Lo and behold. See, I think that's one of the blackmail things that Cody had Spinelli do, was you're going to set me up with Britt Westmore. Okay, because in what planet would they ever have been a match? She's a doctor, he's homeless. And I mean, could he even give a real address at the time he signed up for the app? I don't know, but he's not from Port Charles, and he just got matched up with a doctor. No, chief of staff, co-chief of staff, no doubt. So Spinelli had that done, even though we all know Spinelli is pining after Britt. So that's his own undoing. Sonny offered to help find out what was going on. Spinelli kept his mouth shut, so that's on him. And then, of course, coinciding with Britt getting her notification, Cody got his. So we're going to see them go on some date. He'll probably take her horseback riding, and I kind of think what they're going to do with Cody and Britt, since he's so far opposite of her, he's going to get her to lighten up, maybe, because she still has her unfortunate prognosis with her illness. She's going to die. It's just a matter of years or year. I mean, but it's going to progress. So perhaps his role is going to be he's going to teach her to lighten up, because Britt has never lightened up on anything. She's always been serious, always. And Jason just played that serious role for her. They were on the run. It was always intense with Jason. And I think it'll be light with Cody. Perhaps that's where they're going to go with that. So to me, one of the most interesting scenes was that of Valentin. Valentin tracks Laura down at the Metro Court. And the Metro Court, Laura's like, hey, is Charlotte okay? That's the first thing, because he goes, hello, Laura, can I join you? And Laura goes, first thing out of her mouth, which would have been the first thing out of my mouth, is Charlotte, my granddaughter okay? And he's like, well, I believe so. And that was so interesting to me, because it's like, what do you mean you believe so, Valentin? You believe your daughter's okay. All right. So he says, can I join you? And he sits down and orders himself a Bloody Mary and asks, what do you want? And so she goes, iced tea. And he's like, just an iced tea? And she's like, it's a little early in the day to be drinking. That's not a good look for the mayor. No, iced tea. So she As they're talking, no, she gets up to take a call. He grabs her iced tea because the waiter had set the iced tea down, and he drugs it with these big chunks of whatever, couldn't even dissolve it up good. And I'm thinking, she don't see that floating around in her iced tea. What's wrong with her? But okay. So she comes back and she sits down and they're talking, and she goes, oh, her little phone chimes. And she goes, oh, look, speaking of Charlotte, this is her now. She's thanking me for this care package that I sent her. And he goes, I didn't know she needed anything. And he goes, it's her favorite book. And then I got her some other things that, a girl would like, some other, and he goes, I didn't know you were, in communication with Charlotte like that. She goes, Lulu is incapacitated. I try to step in and fill that void for Charlotte as much as I possibly can. And that kind of hit home with Valentin that, wait a minute, this is my daughter's grandmother that I'm trying to drug, okay, for my father. So he kind of looks, and in my mind, I was thinking, as Laura says, I sent Charlotte a care package. Does anybody think the way I think? Didn't Valentin, when he was talking to Victor, didn't he make it seem like the only thing he could do was call Charlotte or text her? That he really didn't quite know where she was, because Victor had it set up that the only person that could take her out is him. Well, no, then I'm going to go visit. I'm visiting. So it almost made you feel like he didn't know exactly where she was. But Laura sure knew where she was. Laura's sending her packages. You have to have a mailing address for her to get these packages. Laura knew exactly where her granddaughter was. And I bet you if Laura decided to get on a plane, she would see her granddaughter. Definitely. And I don't care what boarding school you have my daughter at, unless it's a prison. I have her birth certificate. I'm her father. I'm gonna come see her before her grandfather comes and sees her. Valentin is very weak behind this whole topic. So of course, when Laura finally came close to drinking her tea, he leans forward, he picks up the salt shaker that's on the table. Oops, lo and behold, fumbles the glass right out of her hand, and it hits the ground with the drugged tea. And Kevin is walking in just as that's happening, because Valentin realized, you know what? I'm not doing that. I'm not drugging her. Seriously. And in my mind, I'm thinking, that's not Valentin work. See, they needed to take a page from Peter August's book and send in a waiter that doesn't really work there, or bribe a waiter to give her a drugged drink, because it would come back. Kevin would see that Valentin was the last one with her uncharacteristically. They do not sit down and have a drink of anything together. See, that would come back. That would have been sloppy, and it would have come back to haunt Valentin had he drugged Laura. Victor wants that kind of dirty work done. He needs to hire henchmen for that kind of dirty work. That's not a Valentin kind of dirty work. So I'm happy he didn't do it, and he went back to the park, and she goes, okay, so is it done? Is the mayor sick? Because obviously what was in that drug was going to make her sick fast. And Valentin's like, nope, I failed. And Victor's looking like, well, that's a pity. Like, my boy, I don't like that. So we'll see what Victor says about that. And we shall see if he says, that is my daughter's grandmother. No. That's just like Victor asking Nicholas to put some drugs in his mother's drink. Nicholas would be like, wait, that's my mother. What are you you talking about? So that's very, very unlikely. Let's see. Okay, Victor, of course, eavesdropped on Anna at the park. She was getting information from the clinic that Valentin was rehabbing at. When remember he was off the scene for a month or more, and she found out he was released. He checked himself out weeks before the date she gave the clinic that she thought he left, which was interesting. And of course, Victor is right there sneaking, eavesdropping. She's an agent. Why are you having that kind of conversation in the park with your back turned to everything? She's standing by a tree. Your back will be to the tree as you're looking around having this conversation. Come on, Anna. She's a secret spy, secret agent. You do better than that. So Victor had the nerve to say, I want to know, in lieu of my relationship with my son, I want to know what is the nature of your relationship with my son. And Anna was like, that's none of your business, because I would like to know the same. What is your relationship with Valentin? Because, you pretty much been his father a hot month, really about a hot year now, almost, but, you're new to this game. Well, what's the deal with that? No, I don't dignify you with my personal life. I liked that about Anna. She was not playing with that. So that was pretty good. So that was Cliffhanger Friday. It wasn't Cliffhanger Friday at all, but yeah, things are moving along. We're seeing how the summer is progressing. I do want to go to comment corner. Let's talk about some comments. This Chemo Beauty, she made the comment, of course, Brooklyn is so toxic to Chase. And these are comments from Thursday the 7th. And she thought that he was really going to flirt with that woman at the pool. And she, like all of us, did not know Victor was the one that put Charlotte in boarding school. I think that is a story writing change up, or something they decided to interject into the storyline, because nobody makes Valentin do anything, but he will do everything to protect his child. So it's interesting. I didn't know that either. And that was great that she brought that up too. And then I had some comments from Annette. Annette also talked about some of the old soaps she liked. She loved The Young and the Restless, All My Children, One Life to Live, Where the Heart Is. I don't remember that one. The Edge of Night. They all have a special place in her heart. And then she feels that Sonny is on to Cody. Yeah, everybody knows that man is a grifter and he's trouble. And then she doesn't truly, like the Sonny and Nina dance. She's like, it kind of reminds her of the Addams Family, which was a little funny. But on All My Children, she loved Greenlee, because I had mentioned that I would love for Greenlee, the actress who played her, them bring Hayden Barnes back into Port Charles, because I would love to see her and Drew, because Cameron Matheson and her had a great, they had really good history, aside from Leo from All My Children. Leo was the love of her life. Leo was just everything to her. And when Leo drowned and died, that just broke my heart, because Leo was such a good guy. Leo was the best version of David, his brother, his evil brother. Leo was good. Leo made Greenlee be better. But so anyway, and it took her a minute. It took her quite a while before she and Ryan got together. It really did take her a while, but boy, they had a lot of chemistry. And she doesn't necessarily like Britt and Cody. Some do, some don't. I'm a don't. Everybody knows that. And then I had some great comments from Lisa. Lisa says, poor Nina, everything's about her. Every time Sasha's in pain, it's about Nina. Every time anything's in pain, anything she see a child in a stroller, it becomes about Nina. And then she was saying how Victor is leading Valentin around and he's holding Charlotte in boarding school. That's not cool for granddaddy, you know. So anyway, those are the comments. Let's see, do I have it? Oh, I do have another one. Oh, she talked about the baby that was put in the swaddler that Sasha had to walk around with. That was heartbreaking, and that she's in that 72-hour hold. So yes, that was heartbreaking. And I think that is about it. Yes, that is about it. And Sandy said she liked seeing the scenes where the women were chatting, and that would have been Laura, Alexis, and Anna. And then they would cut to scenes where it's Chase, his father, and Finn talking. It was, like the girls chatting, the guys chatting. She kind of liked that dynamic of the show. So that's the comments, everybody. Please, please, please send your comments. I love reading and responding. I don't respond to everyone because some comments, you're just making a quick statement, but I do love to like all comments. Definitely. I love giving them a thumbs up. Please give this daily recap a thumbs up. Thumbs up, everybody. Subscribe to this channel. At the bottom of the description box in this video, there is a link to this YouTube channel. Copy it, share it with your friends so that they can become a part of this GH Daily Recap, and ring that notification bell so that you can get notified every time I do a daily recap. Everybody have a phenomenal weekend. This weekend, I will be back on Monday. Have a great day.